So how do we... I mean, it's a dead end on this side of the island. Unless we make the path go all the way around there. I guess maybe we should. It's a bit... I mean, the terrain here is awkward though. We can have like a raised pathway. Bridge across. Okay, we can do that. Because otherwise this path here is a dead end, which is less cool. So the spruce... We want a big spruce. Maybe here? Yeah. And then a smaller spruce. Maybe there. Let's say down there. Very cool. And then birch. A couple of birch trees. Let's say one there. And maybe one there. I don't need to bone meal these. I mean, birch is pretty predictable. Alright, a couple of each type of tree. And then in whatever space we have left, some cherry trees, maybe more cherry trees, because we like cherry trees, right? One there, one there, one there. Twice as many cherry trees as every other tree, because we have a cherry tree bias. I don't really need to bone meal these either. Ah, what's going on there? Oops. Okay, there you go. Maybe there's too many cherry trees. It's a lot of cherry trees. Okay, so we have the tree types. Spruce, birch, oak. I mean, you can barely see the birchness of the birch. It's like little white stems. Acacia, jungle. And then we let the bamboo grow. And over there we have... Oh, that's just a natural tree. We can let it stay. Dark oak and then mangrove. What time is it? And what should I do about... Let me grab this. We don't need that anymore. Do we need to think about the nether part right now? I guess we should. How much of the nether part should we have? Not the whole thing, right? I was thinking maybe like a patch of crimson and then like a patch of warped. Maybe on like the lower bits. So here I have like a patch of warped down here and then two trees. And then on the other side of this hill, like a patch of crimson, maybe like there and there. And then two trees again. And then the path can go around Maybe have like a little pavilion here. Right, so like a blob there and a blob there, and then the path goes around both blobs and in between. And there is a path around the museum. There are side entrances, so down here around the other end. Doozy the Doctor says, recently did my yearly rewatch of your first two Minecraft videos from 2010. If the nostalgia hits hard. Hey Doozy. That was a while ago, huh? How does this netherrock stuff work? Let me put some of this stuff away. How does the netherrock stuff work? Put that. Oh, I'm gonna need bone meal. One thing at a time. How was this? That storage system and glass tower, good times. The game was so much smaller back then. The height limit was so much smaller back then. Yeah, it wasn't that tall back then. I don't know. I do like the automation now. There was a lot of grinding back then. Doozy says, haven't been keeping up with all newer vids, but I've poked around a decent amount. I'd love a tour vid just showcasing all the features you have so far. I mean, we can just look around right now. Hold on, let me just put some of this stuff away. Put that there. Put that there. Where am I? Where do I put my apples? There? Okay, so the netherrock. We need at least one of these, at least one of those. And then just like a pile of rocks. Let me just grab more just in case. Lucy says, your hanging garden is still probably my favorite thing you built from the OG days. It was pretty good. Like it's like a vertical garden on a steep hillside. Okay, so this world so far, it's mostly factories. It's mostly factories. That's the tower to the height limit, and it also goes down to the bedrock. And then we have a bunch of factories back here. Tree farm is there. Iron golem farm is there. Yeah, like these are all just resource farms, right? Trees are in here in the big tower. Resource farms. Like melons and twisting vines and everything else. This is the chorus farm there. Chorus inside, just a big tower of chorus. Wheat, beetroot, potatoes, carrots. Storage is in here. Bone meal factory, Christmas tree. That's the train station to the prismarine farm. We have a staircase slash stage, and then the town square, central square. To the south we have a village, with walls around it. There's a giant head. Giant head statue. There's a fancy bridge. And then on the other side is the museum island. And that's pretty much it. It's kind of compact, actually, with this world so far. Doozy says, I almost forgot about the entire railway network you're building creative. That was cool too. The railway stuff was good. Like, I learned quite a lot about redstone from doing the railway thing, actually. I mean, the train stations were fun too. How is this? I hope you go back to that. I don't think I'm going back to that. I mean, maybe? Maybe. I can only have time. I only have time to do one Minecraft thing at a time, though. Is the problem. I mean, I do kind of want to go back now that we're in ray tracing. Doozy says, the deepest cut in the series is the Desert Rose. That was the beginning of the end of the original world. Yeah, Doozy, the issue was the grinding. Grinding for materials. And trying to do things that were too big. How is this? How about Trains version 2 for the next playthrough? This time with 50 stations. So there were some problems with that, however. Part of it was the lag and the desynchronization. You know, like, because Minecraft Bedrock is multi-threaded, the redstone is, I think, on a different thread from the minecarts. Which you can imagine the problems that arises when there's lag. And the minecart is on a different thread from the redstone. And the cart relies on the redstone to tell it to where it goes. And eventually it broke because of desync, I think is what happened. I still don't know for sure, however. It's very technical, right? So in Java is not multi-threaded. Who's just got a new favorite new game you played this year? No new favorites. I mean, Minecraft is still the favorite. I do play other games, of course. Right now I'm playing Daggerfall, actually. Daggerfall Unity, if you haven't heard of it. It's a remake of the Daggerfall engine in Unity, and it fixes a bunch of bugs. And of course it makes it more playable on modern systems. How says for me it's all the bullet heavens. How are those actually, Harvard? How many of them are there? Doozy says interesting, I'll check that out. I recently started playing Elder Scrolls Online again. Horrible mistake. You know what? Daggerfall might also be a horrible mistake. Like, Daggerfall is kind of grindy and time-consuming as well. Okay, how big do I want this blob? I think the blob should come out to here. Harvest has dozens of them. I don't play a lot of them. Right, let's say the blob goes around there. I never actually beat Daggerfall before. I think multiple times I tried, and I just managed to... The game just bugs out, because if you say the wrong thing, it just completely shuts off the main quest, and you can't finish it. If you refuse the wrong quest, you just can't continue. Very cool game, very Bethesda game. I would say it's one of the few genres I actually enjoy getting all the achievements. Yeah, the Bullet Heavens, the design or the idea of it is quite good. Doozy says it also just started Outer Wilds, you mean? It's not bad so far, but I feel like if I overdo it, I'll get bored quickly. Yeah, the Outer Wilds, I haven't played it. No, the Outer Worlds, not the Outer Wilds. What's the Outer Worlds? I haven't heard of it. Where should this go? And how far should this go? And let's say this goes to about there. Oops. Doozy says Outer Worlds is like a Fallout ripoff, similar style. Howard says, isn't that the one where it's best to go in not knowing anything about the game? Is that really a Fallout ripoff? Because isn't Fallout better if you know what you're doing? Doozy says, couldn't tell you if that's the case, because I went in not knowing anything about the game. Well, maybe you did it right. How are we looking? I think that's good enough. Alright, so a blob of netherrock. Just fill in the middle of this. Maybe the trains thing would be better with the new computer. Maybe the lag would be less. I need to go back and try it, right? I need to just load it up in ray tracing and with the new computer and see how it performs. Yeah, because when I stopped playing the trains thing, the redstone was breaking because of the desync. Alright, so we have a blob of netherrock there. Probably the crimson stuff. Let me knock this back by 1.